I welcome you all in this session of hydraulic machines. Today we are going to start the topic reciprocating pumps. As we know that pumps are the hydraulic machines which convert the mechanical energy into hydraulic energy, and hydraulic energy is in the form of pressure energy. The pumps are broadly classified into two groups. First is rotodynamic pump and other is positive displacement pumps. Centrifugal pump is example of rotodynamic pump, wherein one part, say impeller, is continuously rotating, and while rotating the impeller is going to apply the external torque on the working medium, and net pressure of the medium is going to increase. However, in case of positive displacement pumps, actual change in the volume of the working medium takes place, and due to the movement of plunger or piston, the liquid get pressurized. Reciprocating pump is the example of positive displacement pump. The reciprocating pumps are commonly used for discharging the liquid with high heads. The application of reciprocating pump is in the STPs, spray paintings, automobile servicing center, and many more. Today we are going to see the working principle of reciprocating pump, as well as we are going to see the expression of discharge and work done carried out by the reciprocating pump. So let's start. This is a schematic of single acting reciprocating pump, which consists of the cylinder, piston rod, connecting rod, crank, suction pipe, delivery pipe, along with suction valve and delivery valve. The reciprocating pump has to create head minimum HS plus HD, that is total head. Total head is the summation of suction head and delivery head. Suction head is the vertical distance between water level in the sump up to central line of the pump. Delivery head is the vertical distance between central line of the pump up to the maximum point where discharge is required. So let's see how single acting reciprocating pump works. So when crank takes the power from prime mover, the crank rotates. Due to the popular mechanical linkages like connecting rod and piston rod, the rotary motion of the crank is converted into a reciprocating motion of the piston. When crank moves from A to C, then piston moves towards right. Due to the movement of piston, the volume of working medium towards left of the piston increases. That will decrease the pressure of the liquid. When pressure of liquid falls below atmospheric pressure, then suction valve get open and liquid from the sump gets sucked inside the cylinder. So this is the first stroke of the piston. Now when crank moves from C to A, piston moves towards left. Due to the movement of piston, the liquid get pressurized due to its incompressible nature. When pressure of liquid is more than atmospheric pressure, then suction valve get closed, and when pressure of the liquid becomes more than pressure of liquid in the delivery pipe, then delivery valve get open and liquid get delivered with high pressure. So this is the working of single acting reciprocating pump. Now it is clear that discharge of the liquid takes place from only one side of the piston. So for every one revolution of the crank, will be getting discharge by once. That's why such type of discharge is called as intermittent or pulsating discharge. But For applications, we need continuous discharge, and that can be possible by using double acting reciprocating pump. Before going to see the working of double acting reciprocating pump, we are going to see how the discharge and work done of single acting can be evaluated. This is the nomenclature which is going to use in the expression. Let D is the diameter of cylinder. So this is the diameter of cylinder, capital D. Then A is the cross sectional area of the piston or cylinder, pi by 4 d square. R is the radius of crank. Here this is the radius of crank. L is the stroke length, which is commonly twice of crank radius. N is the rotational speed of the crank in revolution per minute. Hs is the suction head, Hd is the delivery head. Now we'll see the volume of water delivered in one revolution or discharge of water in one revolution. So volume is nothing but area into stroke length. So A is the area multiplied by L is the stroke length. Number of revolutions per second is equal to N upon 60. So N already defined as rotational speed of the crank in RPM. So to convert this into second, we have to divide it by 60. Therefore, discharge of the pump per second is equal to discharge in one revolution multiplied by number of revolutions per second, that is ALN divided by 60. Now we are going to see the weight of water delivered per second. Commonly we know that weight is equal to mass into gravity. Here we have to find out weight of water delivered per second. So we have to divide this two sides by time. So to left hand side we will be getting weight per second, to the right hand side we will be getting mass into gravity upon time. So mass by time is the mass flow rate, and we know that mass flow rate is equal to rho into Q. So the formula becomes weight is equal to rho into Q into G, wherein we know the discharge by using single acting reciprocating pump. So the final formula becomes rho G ALN upon 60. Now let's see the work done by reciprocating pump. Commonly in physics, work done is evaluated by the formula force into displacement. Here our force is nothing but weight of water lifted per second, and displacement is nothing but distance of water to be lifted, that is summation of suction head and delivery head. So we already know the formula or expression of weight. Let's put this value into this equation. So the final expression of work done per second becomes rho G into ALN upon 60 into HS plus HD. Now this expression can also be called as power required to drive the single acting reciprocating pump. If you want to express it in kilowatt, you have to divide this expression by 1000 as you see here. So this is about the single acting reciprocating pump. We know the limitation of single acting reciprocating pump, that is we are getting the pulsating discharge. So to get continuous discharge, we have to utilize double acting reciprocating pump. It consists of two suction pipes and two delivery pipes. Now when in this diagram we can understand when the piston moves towards right, then suction valve in the pipe number 1 get open due to decrement in the pressure of liquid towards the left side of the piston. Due to the movement of piston towards right, whatever liquid is available in its previous stroke at the right side